Hello. So I just want to preface a couple things before this video starts. In no way am I here to bully anybody. I'm not here to spread hate on anybody. And the last thing I want to do is for the people to see this video to go do just that. This might make you feel a certain way towards the subject I'm talking about, but please refrain from, voicing that opinion, at least on his page. Now, a lot of people are going to ask, why am I even getting involved? Well, I can tell you it's not because I want to start online beef or drama, but I've asked myself for the last couple of months after I've seen this content come up on my Facebook feed, is it wrong to protect those who cannot protect themselves? Well, I'm doing this, so obviously I said no, it's not. After I make this video, however, whatever response I get from it, from him, I will not be responding to. I invited him onto my podcast, and he almost took the bait. Almost took it, but not quite. On the other hand, I do want to make light of this situation, so I will be making a couple satirical jokes towards him, mainly on just the things he says, because sometimes they can be humorous, but not because he's trying to be funny, I think. But I'll stop rambling and enjoy the video.
And a good morning to the BCFP universe. This is your Commander-in-Chief, Ruler of the BCFP universe. So, why is everyone crying and carrying on about my reality videos?
Blair County Free Press. This is something that's been coming up on my Facebook feed quite a lot recently. And the more it comes on my Facebook feed, the more I don't want to see it. I'm starting to see how it affects a lot of people. It angers a lot of people. It upsets them. Anytime someone voices their opinion against this page, they get silenced by him. He calls it deported. So anytime someone says something against Blair County Free Press, they get deported on the comment section. The man who runs this, his name is Randy DeLozer. He calls himself a reporter. Randy, good luck deporting this. So where I want to start is the content he posts. It's not news. He claims to be a news source, but it's more like a world star hip hop page, posting fights and posting people on drugs and, posting just things that happen that are relatively negative in Altoona. I'll give him credit. He has posted a couple okay things. Again, still not news, but it's not all negative. I would say 95% of it's negative though. The problem that I really have with it, I guess it's fine. He can do whatever he wants to do. He can post whatever he wants to post, but all of the stuff that he can't get legally in trouble for that I could complain about is mainly him posting people on drugs and having substance abuse. I just think the way he posts it is a little distasteful, but I'll touch on that later. The other thing I want to touch on is how sensitive this guy is. There's a perfect example of it, and I'll show it to you now.
Okay, so this is the cameraman with an update. So, we had 3 people out here holding signs. One was a gutless coward. When I walked up, he didn't want his picture on camera, but yet he stood next to Channel 10 and talked aloud. So, 3 people showed up. 1 left because he was a gutless coward. He literally got in his car and he ran. And then you got one sorry ass idiot over there who stated, maybe it's you. Well, maybe it is, but he placed himself out here in a public road and then, to protest, and then runs like a gutless coward.
So basically what just happened there is someone denied interviewing to him, and he proceeded to call them names, calling him a gutless coward. If this guy does not get his way, or he feels attacked by somebody, which could be literally just as simple as like, hey, I don't think you should post this. He has some of the nastiest remarks back to these people and then proceeds to deport them. A good example, other than that video, you know, like here's some screenshots of him announcing to everybody by name who he's deported. And, you know, it blows my mind that a grown man could have that much sensitivity to him. You know, when I get like hate comments on my stuff, I don't respond, because as soon as you feed into it, they're just going to want to do it more. So you just don't respond to it. And plus, it also just doesn't bother me. It really bothers him, though. So much so that he has to make like 2-minute long videos of him just like talking about how the haters will not stop him.
None of yous have what it takes to shut me down. That includes my family. That includes the haters. That includes the transgenders, the freaks, the geeks, the druggies, the lowlives, the child molesters, the woman beaters. All of yous in Bedford County.
And that moves me on to my next point. I love when he posts these videos of him like filming himself while he's talking. He sounds like a villain, like a super villain.
Because the thought of coming to Hollidaysburg and recording the chaos like it is in Los Angeles, I was excited. I thrive on chaos. I like chaos. Upset the established order and everything becomes chaos. I'm an agent of chaos.
Now, I invited Randy onto my podcast, and before he makes the argument at some point when he posts a video or a post or whatever, that I'm only making this video because he didn't want to come on my podcast. That's not the case. I'm just going to say that now. My idea of having him on the podcast was so that I could actually confront him in person. But it really wouldn't shock me, knowing how confrontational he is, that he probably would just show up at this studio and say, well, now say it to my face, which he'll probably have a body cam on and he'll probably be on Facebook Live. But before he makes that argument, I'm just going to say that is not why I'm making this video. I've actually been thinking about doing this for a while, and it was either having him on the podcast or doing this. He declined, so now I'm doing this. Which, by the way, total side note, go follow Beyond the Set. It's my podcast that comes out. Well, it's supposed to come out every week, but it's a little hard to do that. But that's never mind. Now, one thing he mentioned when he was declining my offer to have him come on to the podcast was that he would show up in character. Now, I don't know what that means, and I can kind of tell that like it's not a character. I think when he makes the videos of himself, like recording himself, I think that is the character of what he's talking about, like, welcome to the BCFP universe, and like saying things like that. I think that part is the character, which is the part that I will make fun of. I think that's funny. Like I don't think he's trying to be funny. I don't know. Maybe he is. It's working because like I'm like this is like a circus clown. Like it's like what is this? You know, I'm just kind of confused. It's like a confused funny. Based on these like multiple harassment charges that he's gotten, and these are actual court documents, by the way. These are public, so they're not like, you know, anybody can find them. He just harasses people. Here's another example of him harassing a homeless woman, like just filming her for no reason.
I'm out here at Heritage Plaza. They're getting ready to do an event. This woman's calling the cops on me because I'm here recording, but I try to tell her that I'm doing a story about this. I'm not going to bother this woman because that would be intruding her privacy. However, she's here sleeping. This woman here is causing a commotion because I'm recording it.
Now, I get you can film in public. That's fine. That's great. But, like, why? Like, can't you just leave her alone? She's homeless. She's trying to sleep or laying there. And you just have to, like, have a camera out. And again, this isn't news. Like, filming homeless people and filming people with substance abuse is not news. Some of these people probably are trying to get, you know, their life back together. This one here, is probably one of the most heartbreaking ones I've seen, and it was the most recent one he's posted.
You're gonna make me really do it. You're gonna make me really do it, aren't you? You're really gonna make me do it. Why?
She's clearly in distress. She's, clearly having trouble. And you find the need to just post this all over the internet. He makes another video where he tries to bring up the point where, well, there's people in Kensington, they're being filmed, they're homeless, they're whatever. Why is no one complaining about them? But everyone's complaining about me posting this stuff.
On TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. Somebody's recording this, but yet I don't see anyone complaining and whining and crying and saying how despicable for you to record what's going on in Altoona, Pennsylvania. When there are videos like this across the United States. Get a grip. Quit complaining and face reality.
All I have to say to that is because you post it with malice, you have such a negative connotation towards it. Like when you post it, you have snarky remarks in the comments. You're calling these people names. There's just hateful rhetoric behind it when you're posting this stuff. And it's like, why? You have this huge platform, and some of these people, probably know somebody who's watching. That's the other thing too. Philadelphia has over 2 million people in it. Altoona doesn't even have 50,000, and it's actually shrinking. So the chances of someone actually knowing those people is really, really high. He likes to call it reality. Like, this is the reality we live in. It is the reality we live in, but there also is a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it, and you do it the wrong way. You could be using this platform to actually find these people help. Let's get these people off the street. Let's get them into a shelter. Let's get them help. Let's get them to rehab. Let's get them to anywhere but there. But you don't. Instead, you care about the clicks. And how do I know you care about the clicks? Well, watch this.
Hey, this is your old friend, the cameraman. So I was notified today about an interesting situation, so I'm going to go ahead and respond to this. Some moronic idiot from Philadelphia is bragging that they shot a video 6 years ago and got 519,000. I shot a video, and in less than a week, I got 233,000 views. So, took you 6 years to get 516,000 views. It only took me less than a week to get nearly half of that. So look me up in 6 years, and then we'll talk about the statistics on your video to my video.
Who cares? Who cares that this guy over here didn't get as many views as you did? That right there tells me that you are only posting this stuff to get those clicks. And these are people's lives that you're posting online. As embarrassing as it is, the moment anybody even tries to confront you, you get embarrassed and you're the one with the outburst. But thank God he's a real reporter, because I would have missed the Alice Cooper concert down in Ocean City. Again, this is not news. And maybe this is part of the character that he's talking about. Plus, anytime reporting news, I don't think you should be a character at all. I think you should be reporting the news. His daughter has an entire Facebook page dedicated to exposing what she went through as a child to him. Also, a news organization doesn't encourage people to rob your brother for $20,000. He said in this post, which is now taken down, I presume, this guy is not very smart. We that know him knows he will not put his money in a safety deposit box at a bank. He carries it around in his waist in a black belly pouch. With all the crime going on, someone would love $20,000. Let's play a game. Who wants it bad enough? So News isn't getting people to go rob your brother. That's not news. And, making threats against people. You have a huge platform. My goal with this video also, on just a complete side note, isn't to take him down. I could give a rat's ass if I take him down or not. He's probably going to think this is what is made up in his mind. I make something like this and now I'm arch enemy number one and he's trying to take me down and silence me and blah, blah, blah. Post what you want, but when you post things, you can be criticized for them. And that's all I'm doing. Now I'm a hater now. He labeled me as that already. As soon as he knew this was a hit piece or whatever. Everything that he's talking about, that is, whether he's posting drug addicts on his page, whether he's shit talking somebody or whatever it is, it's all negative. He just calls it reality. That's his excuse to get out of it. Well, this is reality. This isn't news. This is you getting click hungry and hungry for views and harassing people on the streets and getting into their business, not minding your own. And the people who watch it and who support it are also people who have nothing better to do but to sit there and get into everybody else's business. I understand news organizations do that. They're meant to get into everybody's business, but they don't get charged with harassment and they don't get charged with felonies and they don't get charged with endangering other people. Anybody who isn't part of your narrative or is not a part of what you want, they're immediately the enemy. Actions like this are not okay. These are people's lives you're dealing with that you're posting online in a very small town where multiple people could know these individuals that you're posting. You have such an unbelievable desire for attention that you will do anything for it. And you notice that when you look at his stuff, it was once him sitting there reporting news, still not in a good way, and has turned into a world star hip hop page where it's posting all of this stuff for everyone to see. After seeing this, I'm expecting a couple nice words from him. But I'm not here to call him any names. I'm not here to, spread hate onto him. And I don't, like I said in the beginning, I don't want anybody to attack him for anything. I said in the beginning of this, I want to do it because I want to protect those who can't protect themselves. And I realize, posting something like this where, it's going after someone to criticize them, could ruin opportunities for me. And, some people might be like, oh, Jeremy, why are you even getting involved? It's not your business. And you're right. It's not my business. Just like I said to him, it's not his business of what other people are doing. It's not my business of what he's doing. However, I've also said throughout this, there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. And I'm hoping that this helps somebody rather than what he's posting, which is definitely not. This is no way someone should act. Especially when you are a father and calling yourself a reporter who reports news. That's no way somebody should act.